Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. First, I'd like to welcome you. I'm going to talk to you about myself, Tim Miller, the gamer, the man, and ultimately, the artist. The gamer. Computers and games became synonymous with me during my early years. I started gaming at around age 5 when we had the Magnavox Odyssey that came with Pong and a gun game. This sparked a love at an early age for playing. Shortly after this, I was into computers and was programming on a Texas Instruments TI-99 4-A. Then I was learning assembler, Pascal, and Fortran on the Commodore 64. One of the most memorable moments for me at this young stage was playing Pit Stop, a racing simulator that used real tire temperatures and tire wear while you were racing, which ultimately meant that you would have to make a pit stop for tires. Racing in cars have been a passion of mine in life and in games for as long as I can remember. I also remember going to the arcades on Fridays and playing pinball and arcade games that became a tradition that went well into my 20s. The man. Some technical stuff about me. I am a self-starter. I've taught myself the basics of 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, Photoshop, and I do consider myself as close to expert as possible, as you can see here. These cars were scanned in Photoshop for the Racing Sim Race 07. In my time at Full Sail University, I've learned a great deal about Final Cut X. This adds to my extensive video editing knowledge. I believe that there isn't an editing program around that I cannot master. I have a broadcasting degree from Specs Howard School of Broadcast Arts, and I worked in corporate communications for the Volkswagen Group of America. I received 2 honors from the school, one for perfect attendance and another for exceptional technical performance. With ZBrush at Full Sail, I've been able to create characters and worlds and bring them to life using Nuke X8. In addition to these qualifications, I also have certificates from Microsoft as a Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer with a specialization in network engineering. The artist. There are stories that we all have in our heads, and that is ultimately what we want to give our audience, which is our fellow gamer. So then I can ask the question, what do gamers want? In my opinion, we, or I, want games that help us escape the reality of life. Let's call it a life away from real life, where we are the heroes of our own stories. There are several games out now that can convey this type of reality. For example, the Elder Scrolls series, which is a personal favorite of mine. Now, do you remember reading the Dragon Riders of Pern series? Imagine the possibilities you have when you view these ideas from a story perspective. Ideally, you could start with the first colonization of the planet Pern and find the dangers of the Red Star. Or you could tell your own story from impressing a dragon and keep your lineage alive and also add in some real-time strategy. The possibilities are endless. There have been a couple of games produced in the past about Pern, and some were good while some were bad. It is my belief as an artist that I can bring these worlds and people alive to experience your story or the story of Pern itself. Now, if we look at the life cycle of the PS3, for example, at the start we were shown great things, but in reality we received close to PS2 style graphics. But as time went on, the code was slowly cracked and the graphical quality improved. The same goes for this new generation of consoles. There is some serious power there and it needs to be harnessed. This code must be cracked. Let's go from concept to reality and cross the uncanny valley so we, as artists, can bring life to the things we create and share an unending story with our customers, who ultimately are our goal. And let's create a reason for gamers to return over and over so they stay loyal to the brand we've created. I want to be the one to crack that code and build that bridge across that valley. It is possible. Let's stand together for the greater good and show the world how video games can be art. I refer to myself online as TimDog, and this has many meanings. I am a loyal and dedicated person to the tasks that are required of me. I ensure that anything I do is done to the best of my abilities, no matter what I'm working on, in the studio or out. There are difficulties at times, but I don't shy away from a challenge. I am fearless, and I will go to the ends of the earth to learn new things so I can expand my skill set and improve and make myself invaluable to my employer. You want this loyalty and dedication on your team? There should be no question. TimDog is the right man for the job. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.